What's up, everybody? JVille Sports here with my daily sports picks video, NFL edition. It is Saturday, September 22nd. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your college football. Had a great day of picks. We did pretty well, but I'm not going to talk about that. This is my NFL video, so let's go ahead and jump into the NFL action. Again, thank you guys so much for joining me this week. We are in week 3 now. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So first we'll go ahead and recap what we did last week with our video. So we gave out a free play. Let's go ahead and pull that up here. We had the Indianapolis Colts +6. They were on the road against the Washington Redskins. I thought that line was a little bit inflated with the Redskins completely dominating the Cardinals in week 1, and then the Colts losing week 1 at home to the Bengals. So this line looked a little bit inflated at +6, and the Colts actually won outright. So a nice win there for the Colts. Free play winner. We are now 2-0 with our free plays. So maybe we'll go 17-0 with our free plays. We can only dream, right? But we're definitely going to be going for 3 in a row and 3-0 to start the season. And so with the NFL, what I've been doing is with college, there's always a ton of games in college. So I love to do what I call a long shot parlay, which is any bet where the payout is $10,000 or more. We've been doing very, very well. We're hitting over 65% with those bets. We haven't actually hit the parlay yet, but we'll see. We're getting close. So with the NFL, there's not as many games. So what I like to do is a long shot teaser, because there's definitely a lot of games out there that I like that I can tease. So it's going to be any teaser where the payout is $1,000 or more. And we've gotten very, very close. We've only had 2 attempts so far. So we'll be attempting our 3rd attempt today. So we'll see what we can do. So just really quickly, we'll recap what we did last time. Let me go ahead and pull that up here. So to start off, we had the Steelers, which was a loss. Steelers at home against the Chiefs. Chiefs just look absolutely amazing the first 2 weeks. The really, really good offense is kind of masking their defense, which I don't think is very good. Well, I know it's not very good because they have given up a ton of yards, a ton of points these first 2 weeks, but the offense is just blowing teams away. That's exactly what happened with the Steelers. Steelers got beat by the Chiefs, so that was a loss. We had the Giants and Cowboys under 49. That one I don't even think came close. Both teams struggling offensively. With that, we had the Giants +10 to keep it close. They lost that game, but they did keep it within single digits. So that was a win there. We had Dolphins and Jets under 50. Jets scored a ton of points week 1 against the Lions. I knew that wasn't going to continue. Dolphins playing pretty well, 2-0 to start the season. They actually got the win on the road as underdogs, but that stayed under the total. Very, very low scoring game there. Patriots and Jaguars under 51 actually hit 51 right on the dot, so that was a push. Patriots, we had them in that same game to at least keep it close. Jaguars looked very, very impressive. Revenge that loss from the playoffs last year that they should have won and gave away. Came back and won last week. Very, very impressive. So we lost that with the teaser. Saints -2.5. They should have lost to the Browns. Some way, somehow, the Browns lost that game, and the Saints covered the 3 points there, 2.5 with the tease. Philadelphia Eagles +3.5 on the road against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. One of, if not the most surprising team of the year. They're 2-0, and who did they beat? They beat the defending Super Bowl champs, the Eagles. They also beat the Saints, a lot of people's picks to win the Super Bowl this year. So very impressive 2-0 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With the tease, the Eagles did not cover. Texans +4. This was one of my best bets of the week was the Texans -2.5, 3 against the Titans without Mariota. Blaine Gabbert starting that game, and they won. I could not believe how bad the Texans look the first 2 weeks of the season. But they, with the teaser though, they did cover because they only lost by 3. But very, very disappointing start to the season for Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans. O'Brien, the Texans coach, needs to get it together because they do not look good at all. A scrubby game this week with the Giants and Texans. We'll see who can come out of that one. 2 0-2 teams. Vikings and Packers under 51. This one went into overtime. A lot more scoring than expected. It went over the 51. I think it was about 58 with the tie 29-29. We had the Vikings in that game. Like I said, it ended in a tie, so the 2.5 came through for us. Vikings could have easily won that game. Packers could have easily won that game. Both teams gave away some opportunities there. Some bad field goal kicking in that game, but Vikings with the T's came through. Colts, we mentioned. With the win on the road against the Redskins. We mentioned them because they were our free play. So even with the T's, obviously plus 13, they were outright winners on the road against the Redskins. So very, very easy pick there. So we hit, how many is this? I think 11, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So we had 4. So we went 8 out of 12. So not too bad. But we want to hit this at the same time. So a good attempt. We hit most of them. Had one push in there, 4 losses. So we'll see if we can get closer this week and maybe hit it. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and find this week's edition. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So it's going to be this is a 7-point teaser. So we're going to go with the Cowboys plus 8.5. They are on the road against the Seattle Seahawks. Neither team looks very good this year. Neither team, I don't think, will be going to the playoffs based on what I've seen so far. Offenses do not look good. Both teams dealing with some key injuries as well. Whoever wins this game, I'm really not sure who's going to win this game. I lean Seattle at home, but that's a tough one. Whoever does win this game, I think it will be close, around a field goal. So I like 8.5 points here with the Cowboys on the road. I think there's going to be a lot of running for the Cowboys. So if they can control the tempo, control the game, the time of possession, I like the Cowboys to stay close in this one. New England Patriots. This is the Sunday night game, I believe, against the Detroit Lions. Lions do not look good at all. Patricia, the new head coach, coming from the Patriots. All signs say that he has lost the locker room already. Players don't like him. I don't know what's going on there. Patriots coming off of a loss. You got to like them. The next week, which is this week, primetime game. You got to think the Patriots can find a way to win some way, somehow. So with the T's 0, they just need to win. I like them to do that. The Rams at home against the Chargers, LA versus LA. You gotta like what the Rams are doing. They are pretty much everybody's pick to come out of the NFC. The way things are shaking out right now, they just look really, really good. But at the same time, they beat the Cardinals and they beat the Raiders. Not really saying a whole lot. So we'll see what they can do against the Chargers. But I do like them to win this game. So with the T's, they're at 0. 49ers, this one's a little bit risky because I mentioned the Chiefs. Chiefs offense just looks absolutely amazing. This is their opening first game at home. Their home opener. First 2 games have been on the road. Frisco coming to town, long distance traveling for the Niners, going cross country to the Redskins, early game. But I do like the 49ers to keep it close. I think the 49ers, they looked pretty good the first half against the Lions last week. Then they let the Lions come back in the game. Lions actually covered that line. But 49ers can definitely score. Definitely against this Chiefs defense. Like I said, the Chiefs defense is not very good at all. I don't think this offense can keep doing what they're doing. They're definitely going to score a lot of points in this one, but I think the 49ers can keep up with them and stay within that number there, 13.5. Vikings against the Buffalo Bills. This game, should not be close at all. Vikings are dealing with some injuries, but this should be a double-digit win for sure. Giants plus 13. We've been picking the Giants on every tease because they cannot score, but their defense is pretty good, so they're keeping games close. I think they do the same thing here. Houston Texans not scoring. They just don't look very good at all. I don't think the Giants can win this game, but I do think they can keep it close. They really need to figure things out with this offense and score some points here. Baltimore Ravens at home against the Broncos. I like the Ravens to win this game with the teaser. It's only 2 points that they need to cover at home. Extra rest because they played on Thursday and they lost to the Bengals. So extra motivation here for the Ravens to bounce back at home against the Broncos. I like that pick. Saints plus 9 against the Falcons. Saints have not looked good at all. So a little bit risky here, but Saints and Falcons division game, always close. So I like the Saints. I don't know if they'll win, but I think they can keep it single digits. Jacksonville Jaguars against the Tennessee Titans. I think as of now, Gabbert is projected to start. I don't think it matters. Jacksonville, I don't think they'll have the same intensity as they did against the Patriots. Naturally, I think they come down this game and have a little bit of a letdown, but I don't think enough that they lose this game. I don't think they're on upset alert. Jacksonville should be able to cover a field goal here with the tees. Bengals and Panthers over 97? Crazy. I'll definitely edit that. Let me get the correct line here. Current line, I'm assuming that's 37. But let me just double check here really quick. Yes, 44. So with the T's, drop it down to 37. So 37 is really low. I like this game to go over. Nick Mixon is out for the Bengals, so not as much running for them. Giovanni Bernard, very good backup that they have, but they like to throw it to him. So if there's a lot more throws to Bernard, a lot more throwing in general for the Bengals, I think they're definitely going to score some points against this Panthers team. And the Panthers, same thing with them. They are throwing the ball a lot to McCaffrey, not a whole lot of running going on. So I like a lot of points in this game. Bengals Panthers over that low 37 number with the T's. And the Colts, we've been picking the Colts a lot. We picked against them week 1, we were right. We picked with them week 2, we were right. So hopefully we're right again week 3. Plus 14 against the Eagles. Eagles coming off a loss, so you know they're going to be motivated to get back on track in this one. On top of that, Carson Wentz makes his season debut. But it's going to be a little bit of a preseason for him. I mean, he hasn't played in so long. Is he going to come right back and pick up where he left off? I highly doubt it. They say they're not going to be conservative, but, I mean, how can you not? One problem here is Jay Ajayi is banged up, but the Eagles do have a lot of backs. So I do think they still run the ball a fair amount here. Colts, they're still, Andrew Luck is still getting back into the swing of things as well. He has really impressed me this year. He's playing a lot better than I expected. But I do think this game is conservative on both sides of the ball. Colts on the road for the second straight week. So I do think they come down a little bit. So I like this game to stay under the total. But I'm going to pick the Colts plus 14. Because I do think, like I said, it's going to be a low total. So with that low total, I got to give the points to the underdog plus 14. I don't think the Colts pull off another road upset, but I think they can keep it close. So that's going to be this week's edition. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 team, 7-point teaser, 50 to win, 1,000 on the dot. I like all these picks. So we'll see if we can hit it this week. Like I said, I'm going to be throwing this in myself. It's a long shot. 11 teams, even though it's teas, it's still hard to hit. So I don't expect anybody to follow me on this one. But if you like half of these, maybe pick the best ones that you like and see what happens. Because we've been doing pretty good, just missing these by a couple. So we'll see what we do this week. So let's go ahead and move on. I don't want to keep you guys too long. Let's go ahead and move on to today's free play of the day. Before I do, though, I do want to mention my Patreon page. In addition to the picks I give out here on the YouTube channel, I have my Patreon page where I give out plays every single day in the MLB, college football, NFL, soon to be NHL, and college basketball and NBA. So we're going to be loaded. Picks coming out every single day, my best bets every single day. So for the NFL this week, I'm going to have 3 of my best straight bets. I'm going to have my best money line parlay, and I'm going to have my best teaser. I'm going to put those all on the Patreon page. So if you're interested, this is what it looks like. This is how you get there. Patreon.com/JVille Sports. Or you can just go to patreon.com, patreon.com, search box up in the top, and just type in JVille Sports. If you have any questions about this page or anything that I do, all my social media information is down below along with my email address. Just hit me up. I am always open and free to talk with any of you guys, talk about sports, talk about anything, or if you have any questions about what I'm doing, definitely hit me up and we can definitely chat about that. So let's go ahead and move on to today's free play of the day. Like I said, we have started off the season 2-0, so we're looking to go 3-0 with our free plays. And it's going to be the game I just mentioned. We are going to go with the Colts and Eagles under the total. Let me get the most updated total, which is at 44. Like I said, I pretty much actually it's 46, sorry. It opened at 48.5 and it's down to 46, so definitely a lot of money coming in on the under. My money's coming in on the under as well. And pretty much what I mentioned already, Carson Wentz, first game back. Is he going to be rusty? I mean, he has to be. Is he going to be in game shape? I highly doubt it. Is he going to be the speed of the game? I'm sure he's been practicing a lot, but the speed of the game of an NFL game is a lot quicker than practice. So like I said, this is going to be, these first 2 to 3 weeks are going to be preseason for Carson Wentz. It doesn't mean the Eagles can't put up a ton of points and look good in the process, because he's a very, very good quarterback. I think he is going to do very, very well, but I do think the offense is going to be a little bit slower, a little bit more conservative as he gets back into the swing of things. And he is actually a pretty good runner as well. And so I don't think he does that. I think it's going to be a lot of quick passes, get the ball out of his hands, some nice easy reads, just a lot of game control, clock management type of an offense. Even though they're saying that's not what they're going to do, I think they do, at least early on. So I like this game to stay under the total. Colts, like I said, this is their second week on the road, so I don't think they're going to be as good as they were last week. It's going to be a little bit tough for them. So I do think they run the ball as well. Mac has run the ball very, very well for them. So I do think they give him the rock a lot in this one, although it's hard to run against this Eagles team. So I do think it's going to be, as long as there's not any crazy turnovers, which always can run up the total, I like this game to stay under. Andrew Luck has played very, very well, so I don't see that happening. But that's going to be today's free play of the day, going for 3 straight Colts and Eagles under 46. So that's going to wrap up today's video. If you're interested in my other NFL plays, they'll be over on the Patreon side of things. Other than that, enjoy your guys' football this Sunday, tomorrow. And hopefully you guys have some other things planned as well before you get back into the work week. So again, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys for my NFL video next week. Good luck with all your picks. Thank you for joining me.